Welcome to our Sunday service at First Unitarian Church of St. Louis. My name is Tom Finan. My pronouns are he and him, and I'm the worship assistant this morning. We are glad you could join us this Sunday either in person or online. If you're a visitor or a newcomer, we'd like to extend a special welcome. And if you are new to our congregation, be sure to fill out the newcomer form found in the live stream description or in the lobby of the church. After the service at 11:30, visitors and newcomers are invited to join us downstairs for coffee and refreshments. If you are attending online, you can connect with each other in the chat. And don't forget that the link for virtual coffee hour can be found in your weekly e-news. We especially want to welcome any families with children. You can connect with Danielle Kazemchek after the service for information about our religious education programs for children or youth, or click on the link in the description. We encourage you to take a moment now to send your joys and concerns for the pastoral prayer. You can access the joys and concerns form via the link available in your order of service in the live stream description or with QR codes around the sanctuary. There are several announcements this morning. Be sure to stop by Fellowship Hall after today's service to purchase some tasty holiday treats at the Partner Church Committee's annual bake sale. Welcoming Congregations, our LGBTQ+ issues and support group, meets on the first Sunday of the month. Join LGBTQ+ friends and allies in the Dodson Room this morning at 11:30. Save the date. December 17th at 5 p.m., Air Day hosts the annual Solstice Singing Bowl Sound Bath, a profoundly calming and transformative experience. We will have yoga mats, but you may want to bring an additional mat or pad for comfort. There is no charge, but donations are appreciated to help cover the costs. Today is the last chance for poinsettias. Help us decorate the sanctuary for the holidays by donating one or more holiday poinsettias. Talk to Dottie Kinshirf in the Fellowship Hall after the services today or by email. The deadline for orders is Monday, December 4th. The cost is $10 per 6-inch pot, payable at sign-up. If you wish, you may take your poinsettias home with you after the Christmas Eve service or donate them to the church. Welcome to this religious community where we affirm dignity and freedom of all who enter. Here, we seek to live together in relationship and respect so that we may embrace and celebrate our differences. Our religious values invite us to a shared journey of truth and meaning. Sincerity and connection guide our religious community and call us into deeper association with ourselves and our world. Welcome. We're glad you're part of our community this morning. Now, with apologies for my pronunciation to the German professor in the audience, please enjoy Nun komm der Heiden heilen by J.S. Bach, performed by our music director, Earl Naylor.
Good morning. I am the Reverend Kim Mason. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I serve this congregation as your minister. Our theme for the month of December is mystery. And this morning is one of two special music Sundays that we observe every year. So I invite us into worship with words from Arlen Goff that recognize the wonder and mystery of music and singing. Music arises from depths unknown, often without words, but never without meaning. And spirit rises from deep within, seducing our bodies to join the song. First a tremor in the soul, then a tapping of toes. Breath aligns with breath, heart beats in syncopation, and a stuttering buzz in our throat becomes a hum. Breath with breath, beat with beat, and music and spirit arise together, wed with faith and hope and love and power. A song is born, bursting from our lips in sweet, sonorous symphony. A melody joining with other souls, perhaps in tune, perhaps not. But a song still arising from deep within and from community. Spirit moves, soul births song, and hope fills life. And we are not alone. How can we keep from singing? How can we keep from singing? I invite you to answer that question by rising in body or spirit and joining in our hymn of the month, a song about mystery, number 83, Winds Be Still.
Today's chalice reading comes to us from Marnie Singer. The chalice is the container, the space where the musicians and the listeners gather. The oil is the fuel, the hours of practice, and the life experiences of everyone in the room. The wick is the instruments and the vocal cords through which the music flow. And the flame is the music which is created as if by magic. When instruments are lifted, the breath is inhaled and the downbeat is nodded. May this flame ignite the music within us all.
Oh, there I am. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name's Danielle Kazemchak, and I am the Director of Religious Education as well as Church Communications, and I am going to tell the story for all ages today. So if there are any children that want to come up, very carefully navigate between these music stands. There we go. Anybody else coming up? Okay. You want to sit? You want to sit right there? So today we're going to talk about a song, a Christmas song that some of you may know called Over the River and Through the Woods. Do you guys know that song? Anybody ever sing that one? One person? Really? Come on, you guys. You're all like, I'm not raising my hand for that. Did you know that the lyrics were actually originally a poem, a children's poem written by Lydia Marie Child? Now, Child was primarily a writer, a very successful writer, and she was also an activist. She was an abolitionist, so she worked towards ending slavery, and she also was an activist for women's rights as well as indigenous rights. So she was kind of a big deal, and she also was Unitarian. She was actually born in Medford, Massachusetts in 1802, and she was the youngest of 5 children. Now, this was a time when it was unusual for girls to get an education or even work for a living. Now, while her older brother attended Harvard College and Seminary, Child was educated at a local girls' school and attended a women's seminary. Her brother Converse was eventually ordained as a Unitarian minister and played an important part in his sister's education, and also he's the reason that she converted to Unitarianism. Now, Child published her first book, Hobbamock, A Tale of Early Times, in 1824, so she was only 22 years old. And over the next 10 years, she would publish 11 books. That's a lot of books for 10 years. And as well as a periodical for children. It was during that time that she met and married her husband, David Lee Child, and moved to Boston. She was a successful writer, and she actually supported herself and her husband by publishing many novels, as well as poetry and instruction manuals for women. Both Child and her husband were active in the abolition movement. Child was a women's rights activist, but she did not believe significant progress could be made for women until after the abolition of slavery. In 1833, she published a book called An Appeal in Favor of That Class of Americans Called Africans. It was a very popular but scandalous book at the time, and she was socially ostracized. That's a big word for kids. People didn't want to talk to her anymore because she had these beliefs that were against her culture, and many of the publishers rejected her. And she was not surprised. On the first page of the book that we just mentioned, she wrote, "I am fully aware of the unpopularity of the task I have undertaken. But though I expect ridicule and censure, it is not in my nature to fear them. Over the next 3 decades of her life, Child continued to write on the evils of slavery. She also wrote in favor of the equality of women and indigenous rights. She's most well known, though, for this poem that she wrote, which was originally called the New England Boys' Song About Thanksgiving Day, which became the famous song Over the River and Through the Woods. So we're going to go ahead and read her famous poem with some illustrations here today. It's actually, like I said, written about Thanksgiving, but people replaced the holiday with Christmas over the years, and they don't even really know who originally wrote the music to it. So as I read this, I want the kids and all the kids at heart to kind of think about where you went for Thanksgiving Day. You know, how far did you travel? You know, how did you travel? Did you take a plane? Did you take a car? What did you eat when you got there? That's what this poem is all kind of about, that time you can be with your family and celebrate holidays. Over the river and through the woods, to grandfather's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the white and drifted snow. Over the river and through the wood, oh, how the wind does blow. It stings the toes and bites the nose as over the ground we go. Over the river and through the wood, to have a first-rate play. Hear the bells ring, ting-a-ling-ding, hurrah for Thanksgiving Day. Over the river and through the woods, trot fast my dapple gray. Spring over the ground like a hunting hound, for 'tis Thanksgiving Day. Over the river and through the woods, and straight through the barnyard gate. We seem to go extremely slow. It is so hard to wait. Over the river and through the wood, now grandmother's cap I spy. Hurrah for the fun. Is the pudding done? Hurrah for pumpkin pie. That's the end. So now we're going to sing you guys out to go to our E-classes.
Each week, we bring our joys, celebrations, sorrows, and concerns with us to this community. We need support in both the ups and the downs of life. Our interconnectedness encourages solidarity and offers solace. Now is the time in our service when we connect with one another by sharing our sorrows and concerns. This week, we send healing thoughts to Carolyn Toft, who broke her elbow in a fall this week. In our community, we hold the grief and concern for a friend whose husband died from a heart attack yesterday. We worry for many friends and family suffering from illnesses. And in community, we hold the suffering of many innocent civilians during conflicts on almost every continent. And we carry the grief of losing a cousin to cancer and COVID. We hold these concerns with tenderness and compassion. May they be lighter because they are shared. As a community, we also share our joys and celebrations with one another. This week, We celebrate Christmas decorating. This sanctuary always looks amazing in the winter holidays. We share the joy of music, music, music. And we appreciate rock star urgent care doctors. Sounds like somebody had a good visit, or at least a helpful one. We hold these joys with gladness and celebration. May they be magnified because they are shared. With many joys and concerns remaining unspoken in our hearts and minds, please join me in a spirit of prayer and mindful attention. We begin with words from Maureen Killeran. Spirit of life and love, holy within and among us, it was music that sounded before our world was born. Sound and silence woven through the ages, far beyond the most profound wisdom humanity has been able to touch. May we always remember that we are, in our essence, the magic of star stuff, that we are kin to all that is and was and may yet come to be. Great mystery, symphony of the universe, may we deepen our willingness to live without certainty, to take the risks of living on the edges of our creativity, to step beyond the boundaries of possibility and hope. Let us temper our impatience and retain our conviction so that what we do makes a difference, so that even our smallest act contributes to the good of a greater whole. Melody of meaning, hymn of our hearts, be with us in our uncertainties. Rejoice with our small triumphs and comfort our losses. May we know that we are never alone. In the blessings of our silence, may we feel the embrace of community and the awe of mystery. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be. The First Unitarian Church of St. Louis strives to be a welcoming congregation, inspiring lives of loving kindness and integrity by nurturing spirituality, building community, and advancing justice. One of the ways that we do that is by sharing the plate. This morning, all non-pledged donations will go towards St. Louis's 100 neediest cases. With roots that date back to the 1920s, today the neediest cases serves over 10,000 families each year. Administered by the United Way and with costs supported by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and over 50 social service agencies, 100% of every dollar donated goes to families in need. This morning's offering will now be received.
And Max Ludwig, and they're going to be sharing a serenade by Schubert.
Each year when we have our special Music Sunday services, it takes months for our choir to prepare. And we get the joy of guest musicians that join them as well. For the gift of music, for your gifts today and every day, thank you. And in recognition that it is 11 o'clock on the dot, and that our hearts are full of the glory and wonder of music, we're going to roll right on through to the closing hymn. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, a song about the wonder and awe of music, number 326, Let All the Beauty We Have Known. As we listen to the strains of music that thread throughout our lives, may we find ourselves singing along to those tunes that bring us deeper into alignment with the world we dream about, a world of peace, a world of justice, a world of love. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace. Please stay seated for the postlude. When it ends, as your final act of worship, please turn and greet your neighbor.